So we have a set of triangle angle practice problems. So let's look at number one. We have to make sure we draw accurate pictures when we do these. So number one says if the measures of the angles of a triangle are represented by 2x, 3x minus 15, and 7x, find the value of x. And then you need to tell us what type of triangle is represented. So if we're given these three measures, we have to label them in a triangle like I did here. We know that the interior angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So what we do is we set those equal to 180 after we add them all up, and we get x is equal to 15. Now I need to see what type of triangle I have by plugging in that x into all three algebraic expressions for the angles. So when I do that, I get one angle is 30 degrees, and 120 degrees. If I have two congruent angles, the specific type of triangle that it is an isosceles. For number two, we're given this triangle diagram here. So we have BC perpendicular to AB. So that creates a right angle here. We also have that DB as a bisector. So this angle was originally 90 degrees, and since it bisects that angle, we have 45 and 45. Here we have two angles along a straight line, and we're given 150. So what we do is we subtract 180 and 150, and we get that this angle here is 30. Now we have to build together that we know the interior angles of a triangle add to 150. So after we add 30 and 45, we get 75 and subtract that from 180, and we get 105 as our missing angle here. Now, once again, we have two angles along a straight line. So those both equal 180 degrees, and then I go ahead and subtract 105 from 180, and I get 75 for that angle. For number three, we're given another triangle diagram, and we're told that these two sides are congruent. So that means any angles opposite these two sides are also congruent. We're looking to find angle U. So what I need to do first is I need to add up all three angles and set it equal to 180. I do that work here, and when I set up that equation, I get x is equal to 32. We're looking for angle U. So I take that x and I plug it into 3x because that's the measure for angle U, and I get angle U is 96 degrees. Number four, we're given triangle ABC with two congruent angles. So if we have angle A congruent to angle B, that means their opposite sides are also congruent. We're then given measures for the sides. AB is 12x minus 5, and BC is 4x minus 2, and AC is 6x minus 8. So what I need to do is I need to set the congruent sides equal to each other. Those were the sides that were opposite the congruent angles. This is an isosceles triangle. So when I do that, I get x equals 3. We're then looking for the length of AB. So I have to plug into AB here. I do that, and I get AB is 31. For number 5, we're given a triangle diagram here with triangles on the inside of it. So we're told that it's an equilateral triangle. This is a key piece of information. So this big triangle, all the angles are 60 degrees. It then says that BD and CF are bisectors of angle B and C. So if the total angle is 60 degrees, this angle's 30 and this angle's 30. Same goes for this side. Now I need to find angle BEC. So if I have 30 here and 30 here, I have a small triangle down here. All the triangles, or all the interior angles of a triangle add to 180. So I subtract 60 from 180, and I get that missing angle is 120. For number 6, we have triangle ABC that's equilateral. So this triangle here, ABC, all the sides are equal, all the angles are 60 degrees. We're told that AD and AB are congruent. So AD, AB are congruent. So their opposite angles are also congruent. So what I have to do down here is I have to get that this angle is 120 because these two angles are along a straight line. They add to 180. I get this here is 120. Next, I have to make up these two angles, which are equal to each other. So 30 plus 120 gives me my 180. So I have 30 and 30. The value of x is 30 degrees. For number 7, I have a triangle. I drew a picture to help myself out. AB is congruent to BC. So this is an isosceles triangle because it has two equal sides. That means the angles across are congruent as well. So choice 4, angle A equals angle C. For number 8, I'm given equilateral triangle. This is a huge piece of information. So triangle DEF is the big triangle. So each angle is 60 degrees. This question's a little more challenging. We're given that DG is congruent to FG. So this piece here and this piece here. So that means their opposite angles are also congruent. If I'm given this angle here is 128 in the center, that means I have to make up 180 between these two angles. So I do 180 minus 128 and I get 52. And then I divide it up between those two angles and I get 26. We're looking for GDE. So GDE is this entire angle here, or this little piece. So what I do is I subtract 60 minus 26, because remember, we were told this was equilateral. So this entire angle D between this one and this one is 60. So when I subtract the 26, I get 34 degrees. Number 9, we're given US perpendicular to RS, right angle. We know right angles are 90 degrees. And then we're told that TS is congruent to RS. So that means their opposite angles are congruent. Since this is 90, I have to make up the 90 between these two angles. So I do 90 divided by 2, which is 45, and I get 45 and 45. So I got angle 1. Angle 1 is 45 degrees. Angle 2 lies along a straight line with this angle here. That means that they add to 180. So I subtract 130 from 180, 45 from 180, and I get that angle 2 is equal to 135 degrees. Sorry, that's a miscalculation there. Number 10, I get angle triangle DEF, and I have 3 labels for the angles. So I draw a picture here. It says, which statement is true? I need to find the measures of the angles to tell what's true. So what I need to do is I need to add up all 3 and set them equal to 180 to solve for x. That work is here. I get x is 20, and then I plug back into all the angles. So when I plug back in, I get 65, 65, and 50 degrees. I have 2 congruent angles there, so that means that their opposite sides are congruent. So this is 65, and this is 65. Their opposite sides are congruent. So that choice is 1. For number 11, I'm told I have an isosceles triangle, DOG. I draw a picture. The vertex angle is O, and it's 3 times the measure of the 2 base angles. So what I do is I do 3x plus x plus x, set it equal to 180, I get x is 36. What I need to do is I need to find the measures of all the angles. So I have these 2 angles at 36 degrees, and then I have this top angle is 108. Scalene means that all the sides are different length. We know that's not true because we have 2 congruent angles. That means there's 2 sides that are congruent. An acute triangle would mean that the vertex angle is smaller than 90 degrees. We don't have a right triangle because there's no 90-degree angles. Obtuse is our only option because this angle is greater than 90, so choice 4